Hello everyone, it's Robin DeGroot. It's day 15, it's halfway, so I'm pretty happy about that. Also, what a difference a night and day make. I feel so much better this afternoon and evening. The morning was tough though. I think having all those chips and rice and whatever the heck else I was craving, had to get rid of that in the morning, and then I felt a lot better. And because I had cramps and all kinds of things, I used my it's kind of like a infrared muscle relaxer. It's by Silken. I have a lot of things by Silken. I think it's a great company. So anyway, I did massage my stomach and my low back with that, and that really helped. And also I had some tea with a little bit of senna in it, so that was kind of cleansing. And then today I mostly had my keto coffee and just cleansy type of things, and then some more like back to the healthy fats and MCT oils, and I feel good again. And then my husband and I were mostly doing some laundry together and making a dinner and just kind of having a day at home. We were going to see a movie, but it seems like it was fun to watch the season of Schitt's Creek that we hadn't seen. So that's kind of neat. It's a very Canadian cast. Eugene Levy and his wife, I think. Anyway, that's really funny, and I'm really seeing that my 8th house in Capricorn, my husband's a Capricorn, and my 4th house with Venus in Virgo kind of really play out when I like the comforting, romantic, just take it easy, laid back kind of cozy romance, so that's nice. I don't think we'll ever really be away from each other, but I mean like as in we're connected, but physically in our space I do plan to live in my own place and probably a different state soon. And that has to do with other things about me that I don't quite know how to have conversations about with him, since we have very different ideas about intimacy. And he's an earth sign, I'm an air sign. I think Capricorn and Libra are good partners in crime, but I don't know if they quite figure it out when it comes to being physical versus the mental stimulation and intimacy and all that. I know I expect a lot, and it's not very easy to like make me happy. I know a lot of it I need to do myself, which is fine, and I just think other people also need to realize a lot of it is making yourself happy first, and then I think you'll enjoy others a lot more. So yeah, the cohabitation and domestic life is where most of my issues lie with relationships, and it may just be me, which is fine. So I'm not too worried if that doesn't get totally figured out with everyone else. And I can see the patterns now about my cycles. Like, yeah, I did this progesterone too long probably, but I think it's probably going to help balance the excess estrogen maybe that happens in the beginning of the cycle. So I do have all kinds of energy in the beginning of the cycle, but near the end and before I really bleed again, it's always a very tough week. And I usually want to like change my life. It's not about that I'm angry. I'm like really listening to my own heart more. So as much as people say it's PMS and whatever, I don't know, I feel like it's just a real truth, because you're connecting with your own rhythms, and especially women, I think they have this cycle going on. I just read an article last night, I think it was on LinkedIn, which is interesting. I must have interesting connections on LinkedIn. But it was about Native American culture that they had originally identified as like 5 genders would be identified. So I thought that was really cool. So they do have the masculine, feminine, and they had the two-spirit and two-spirit towards female, two-spirit towards male, and then forgetting the last one. But basically, they considered it quite honorable if someone had physically both gender attributes, because they were like magical people who could really see both sides. And then if your affinity or your attraction was to same sex, then that was another thing that was like the person had a real extra point of view, kind of like from both sides. And I always see that as like femininity and masculinity, which we each have within ourselves. And even with the hormone, bioidentical hormones, I think you take maybe more testosterone as a woman when you feel like this aspect of yourself for the get up and go and everything is like a little bit lagging, because we all have all kinds of hormones, and the direction to either is just like, it's not about, I don't think it's about something that you have to keep in a certain way. It's just more about your journey and how you feel the best. So in that case, for me, I'm Libra, and a lot of my life is going to be about balance, but balance is also a bit of a subjective thing. So I don't think it has to be what comes up in a blood test that is the typical thing. It's just got to be like how you feel when you're in your power and where you feel the best. So I also like the original and traditions of Native Americans with regards to menstruation and the teen and the wise woman and the mother. Like a lot of the stuff I used to read when I was in university and studying the goddess culture, there was some descriptions about women in their menstrual cycle, that they would all gather together and just do things together, and then the men would be in their saunas and kind of like a smokehouse. But I just think we've really lost something, that we've never kind of learned about or adopted those traditions, because I would love to just hang out with other women during this time. I just feel like it's very natural and comforting, and then there's some wisdom in that, just the power of connecting with your body and how you feel and what's going on. So so that's my thoughts for today. It's a little bit longer, but oh well. I will see you all tomorrow on day 16.